Good morning, Donut Friendly Nation. Kind of a new type of thing we're doing this morning, and something I haven't done before is we've been watching the video that I did grow, and I think it's over 500,000 people have at least interacted with it, which is pretty incredible. And this is in regards to the Oliver Anthony video. And, you know, we've seen a lot of this, even the Try It in the Small Town video with Jason Aldean. And we've been trying to make a focus on why these songs are getting hit, what's wrong with them, why do people divide on them when it used to be music would bring us together. And I've heard all from adults, but I haven't heard anything from kids. And, you know, I hear it once in a while, well, I showed my child, we were driving in the car, they like it, but I haven't heard from any kids. So we're going to hear from a kid today. We're going to hear from my son, Ethan, who is not on camera yet, but waving vigorously. Ethan, welcome to the show, buddy.
Hello.
How are we doing, man?
Good.
Good. What shirt you got on there?
It's like a dinosaur shirt. I found it in my closet when I was going through it.
Yeah, doing some back to school stuff, huh? Mm-hmm. All right. So you know who Jason Aldean is, right?
Yes, he was the guy who made Try It in a Small Town.
Okay, so what did you think of that song?
It was actually pretty good.
Okay, you got to look at the mic. Or look at the camera, but talk to the mic, not me, because I can't hear you. Say it again.
It was actually really good.
Okay, so what did you like about it? Was it the video? Was it the music? Was it the words? Or what was it that you liked the most?
It was probably the music. It was very catchy and had a great song.
Okay, all right. So you like that type of stuff. Now you remember Ryan Weaver? You remember country music guy? Now he was on the show. Mm-hmm. You liked his music. You also. What about the band Still Point?
Yes, I like their music too.
Okay, so you're a connoisseur of music. What's your favorite band outside of the bands we mentioned? Like, who's on your playlist that you love the most?
Probably Def Leppard.
That's a good boy. That's a good boy. Second favorite. Is it Shinedown?
Yeah, I have multiple favorites.
I've heard you've been singing and enjoying quite a bit, if I'm not mistaken, Taylor Swift.
Hayden. One word. No, 3. Hayden McKenna Spiel.
Yeah, my daughter made you. But you were singing it of your own volition. Nobody was forcing you when we were getting back to school clothes for Hayden yesterday. You started singing it, if I'm not mistaken.
It's a catchy... She has catchy songs.
She has catchy songs. All right, so this is a new song. I know you have heard it, right? This is the video with Oliver Anthony. Right?
Yes, you showed it to me when we were eating dinner.
Okay. Now, the one thing I do know is that we weren't close to TV, so this will really be your first reaction to it. I want to get your thoughts, and you know, let's break it all down. What do you think of the voice? What do you think of him? What do you think he's trying to say? Is there any questions you have about it? And what's great is there's a reaction video here of a whole bunch of people just listening to it, and we get their reaction too. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, you can watch it over here to your left, okay? I'm not going to pump it to your computer, but stay on camera so everyone can see you. Deal? Mm-hmm. All right. And you can talk through the video. If there's anything you want to say, just start talking. Cool?
Yes.
All right, so let's get to it.
I've been selling my soul, working all day, overtime hours for bullshit pay, so I can sit out here and waste my life away. Drag back home and drown my troubles away. It's a damn shame what the world's gotten to.
So when you see him, like, what's your first thought? And it's okay to be completely honest. I mean, what's the first thing you think of when you look at other people and you see him? Is there anything that you see that's different about him versus other people?
Not really. I was just waiting for the song to play and thinking that it was going to be good, bad, mid.
Right.
And I was
mid. When did you got to talk to the mic. When did you get the word mid in your vocabulary? That's been going around the internet quite a bit. So mid meaning what? It's just middle of the road. It's okay.
Yeah, it's like okay.
Yeah, people say my show is mid. So, but I look definitely better than mid. All right. So you're thinking, okay, is this good? Is this bad? Is this guy middle of the road? Anything else?
No.
Okay.
For people like me, people like you, wish I could just wake up and it not be true, but it is. Oh, it is. Living in the new world with an whole soul. I can.
So when you hear that, living in a new world with an old soul, what do you think that means to you? Someone says living in a new world.
I don't know what
Okay, do you know what a soul is?
Yes.
Right. Your soul, it's kind of the things inside you that aren't physical. And it's ultimately your makeup of who you are. And it's everything about you internally that can't be from like a physical sense, right?
Yes.
So when he says he's an old soul, what he's trying to say is living in a new world. It means the world has passed him by. The world has become innovative or developed and changed, and he's an old soul. He's a person who hasn't necessarily caught up with where the world is today, and he's kind of in the past. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Now, he's singing about people like politicians and corporations and people who are greedy. And what he's saying is it's not fair. I'm working my butt off. I'm doing everything I can. I'm not getting ahead. I work 60 hours a week. And all I'm doing is making pennies on the dollar and making other people money, and it's not fair. Your thoughts about that? Your thoughts about that? I mean, I know you're just a kid and you don't have a full-time job, but when you hear that, how does that make you feel? What do you think about it, etc.?
Like you said, I am just a kid. And there's probably gonna be some parts that I don't understand, and probably even with you explaining it, I'm not gonna understand.
Sure.
Like a little bit of what you just said, I didn't fully understand, but some of it I do. Like living in a new world, but with an old soul, I get it. Like you're living in a new world, but you have an old soul, like with the old world, and you're not used to this new world.
Okay, good. So have you ever felt that way? Maybe not with a job, but have you ever felt that way when you're meeting new people or you go to a new school or a new town where you're kind of stuck in the old ways but not necessarily understand the new?
Yes, when we moved from Texas from Virginia, like I was used to Texas, and then we moved to Virginia in the middle of a winter. So like I was used to it being warm and hot, but in Virginia it was cold.
Right. And what about like new friends or going to a new school? Did that also feel different and weird?
Yes.
Okay. So do you think you have to have a job, or you have to be a certain color, or you have to be a certain height or weight or whatever to understand what this guy's saying? Or do you think it relates to a certain group of people or all people so far?
I think it should be like all people. Not most people are going to understand, but people should listen to this song.
Okay. And at least, do you think it's like at least try to listen to it, even if it's not your type of music? Because you wouldn't listen to this on your iPod every day, would you?
No, I wouldn't.
Okay, but, well, I don't want to get your reaction as far as what you think of it, but maybe you may not listen to it every day, but does that mean you can't find value in it? Because there's a lot of people who don't like country music. Should they listen to this song, or should they just say, no, I'm going to go listen to Taylor Swift?
They should listen to it and give it a try.
Okay, fair enough. All right, let's do that ourselves.
These rich men north of Richmond, Lord knows they all just wanna have total control. Wanna know what you think, wanna know what you do, and they don't think you know, but I know that you do. 'Cause your dollar ain't shit, and it's taxed to no end.
Okay.
Those are rich men, those are rich men.
So when he says the rich men north of Richmond, you know where Richmond is. It's just across the way, right? So when he says north of Richmond, where do you think he's talking about?
Like up.
Yeah, well, up is fair. North is up. That's good. That's public school education is doing great. That'll play. So, okay, you have Richmond, you have Fairfax, you have Alexandria, you have Annapolis. What's above that? It's really big. It's got a bunch of white marble. It might be our capital for our nation. DC. So it's Washington, D.C. So when he says the rich men, because it's Richmond, Virginia, but he's saying it's a play on words, the rich men north of Richmond. And Richmond is kind of more, now, although it's a very large area, there's a lot of rural towns and rural areas, that are small, people farm, country folk. And so what he's saying is those people up there are constantly stepping on us down here. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
This is true. Tell him, buddy.
Some of us can't say what we absolutely know is true, and he's articulating it.
I wish politicians would look out for minors, and not just minors on an island somewhere. Lord, we got folks in the street, ain't got nothing to eat, and the obese milking welfare. Well, God, if you're 5'3" and you're 300 pounds, taxes ought not to pay for your bags of fudge rounds.
All right, now this is a very controversial part of the song. Why people, of course, people are going to find anything that they don't like. That's just the way this happens, right? Is that's what they try to do. They try to find things that they don't like about it. People have actually called me at home, texted me at home, sent me emails and threats over this song, and it's ridiculous, right? This is just crazy. And what he's saying is that if you're a person who doesn't work, if you're a person who sits down all day and eats food and watches TV and doesn't get up and actually try to do something, why do my taxes have to pay for that? Because it's called welfare fraud. And the government gives people money who can't work. And there's nothing wrong with that. It happens, and everybody deserves to be helped. I mean, don't you think? Mm-hmm. Okay. But if you take advantage of it and 5 years down the road, you're still on welfare and you haven't done anything to advance yourself, do you consider that to be okay? Or do you think that maybe we need to take a look at why we're wasting money and taking taxes and putting money into things that aren't working and helping people to move forward? That was a lot of words. Mm-hmm. All right, let me give you an example. Say I walked up to you and I said, okay, Ethan, here's $20, and I just handed it to you. Mm-hmm. What would you say to me? And think about it.
I'd say thank you.
Okay, yes.
I'd say thank you and be like, I'm rich.
And you would take, okay. And then what if I decided to go ahead and take $10 back while you were sleeping and say, I'm going to go ahead and take $10 back and do some things with this money?
I'd be mad, even though that you gave me $20.
Right.
But I'd still be mad because you took my money.
Okay. Now, what if I went ahead and with that $10, I decided to go ahead and say, listen, Hayden needs some help. And she's going to do some chores and she's going to do some things. And then I'm going to give her a part of your $10 because I don't have enough to give her more. What would you say? You're still mad.
Yeah, I'm still mad. Just don't take my money.
All right. And then say you're sweeping and you're working, and then all of a sudden Hayden's on the couch and she's eating Funyuns and Doritos, right?
I'd be like...
And then I walk up and I'm like, Hayden, you're doing a great job. And I give her $10.
I'd be like, what?
Right. And then I go ahead and decide to take another $3 because you bought a house. And even though you've already paid for it, every year you've got to give me taxes on that house that you've already paid taxes on. So what if I go ahead and say, here's $3 for you living in my house tax. And every time you get allowance, I take some money. How do you feel now? Talk to the mic.
I wouldn't know what to feel.
Except that you're getting ripped off.
Yeah.
It's like, why are you taking all my money? All right. So that's what he's singing about, right? Mm-hmm. And he's saying that there's wasteful taxation where you give me $1 and then you take 30% of it or 35% of it. And I don't know where it's going. I don't know what it's used for. And we need to be responsible. Fair enough?
Yes.
All right, good enough. Because Hayden shouldn't get my money. That's the whole message.
Men are putting themselves 6 feet in the ground, cause all this damn country does is keep on kicking them down. Ah! Lord, it's a damn shame what the world's gotten to for people like me. What? People like you. Yeah. Wish I could just wake up and it not be true, but it is. Oh, it is. Living in the new world with an whole soul. These rich men north of Richmond, Lord knows they all just wanna have total control. Wanna know what you think, wanna know what you do, and they don't think you know, but I know that you do, cause your dollar ain't shit. It ain't. And it's taxed to no end, cause the rich men north of Richmond.
So now you've had a chance to kind of see it up close and hear it. What do you, now that we've had a chance to talk about it, kind of break the song down, do you see all the way people reacted? Walk me through the way people were reacting to the video.
They were like, wow, and they looked like they were moved by the song and just very surprised and just...
How did you feel when you first, now that you've seen it and we've talked through it, you understand it's about, people working really hard, trying to make it by.
And they get nothing, basically.
Yeah, or they get nowhere, right? So they may get something, but it's just enough to keep them alive, but not necessarily enough to move them forward. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So is this, now after we're done with this, are you going to ask me for more allowance?
Maybe.
All right. So last thing, and then I'm gonna ask you, look in the camera. What do you think about everyone fighting? And you see the show all the time, and you know that there's people who are very upset with the left, which are Democrats, and then the right, which are Republicans. What do you think about that? Because I know, once again, you don't get into the political thing, and even though your dad's involved in it, what do you think about adults constantly fighting? And as a kid, you seeing that, how does that make you feel?
I honestly think they just should stop, and I don't even know what it's about. Mm-hmm. Like, it could be like the election, presidents, any other thing, and I just don't know why people do it.
Yeah.
And I'm a kid, and I'm like, stop.
Pretty simple, right? Well, you know what? We all do it. We all argue. We all try to get our point across, because maybe what the problem is, Ethan, is that they're not heard. And the reason why people are shedding tears or smiling or enjoying the song so much is because they're not heard, and they finally feel that somebody's maybe talking with their voice. Nothing wrong with that, right?
Yes, nothing's wrong with that.
Dude, I've enjoyed having you on, buddy. You promise to come back and do this again with me?
Yes.
All right. Say goodbye to everybody.
Bye.
All right, folks, remember, you can stop by the Don't Unfriend Me Show at thedumshow.com. My son, Ethan, he's awesome, good kid. Love having him here. Thank you for watching. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, want to give Ethan some feedback, which I'm sure he would love. Right, Ethan?
Yes.
Please do. Leave it in the comments below. You can stop by Monday, Wednesday, and Friday live at 8 o'clock. And you can also watch the recorded show here on the Don't Unfriend Me Show at The Dumb Show. Go to thedumshow.com. Get yourself Try It in a Small Town shirt. Have a good one, folks. Thanks for watching, and God bless. We'll see you tonight.
I'm David Boreanaz with the Cast of SEAL team, and we have an important message for returning vets.
We want you to know if you're struggling to cope, there's help, and it's just a phone call away.
The Veterans Crisis Line is staffed with experienced professionals who know your struggles.
There's no greater sacrifice in service to our country. We're able to enjoy our freedoms because of it.
Your service is important. You are important.
For vets and their families, the Veterans Crisis Line is here to help 24 hours a day. Please call